Hina gets an orb with 10,000 from her dying mother and is told to find the legendary Ace. Next scene, Hina meets Licht. After some harassment, we see the number 441 on Hina's thigh before a woman, Nana, beats Licht up. Nana gives Hina some food at her tavern. We learn that Hina was born in the mountains before her mother was sent to the abyss. Nana explains that the numbers on everyone's body represent a count that varies. Like Nana's count would go down if someone calls her food disgusting. Also, you can't disobey an order from a person with a higher count. Hina's count is the distance she's walked, and 5 years of walking would send me to the abyss anyway. Hina tells Nana about who she's looking for when an officer with a white star and a 320 count shows up, claiming to be the legendary Ace. Hina goes with him. At his place, Hina shows him the orb called a ballot. The man attacks. Hina tries to get him to obey her when he tells her to bet her stars in a star stake. She agrees and a one-sided battle starts. Hina loses and her stars are added to the imposters. The man, David, reveals that the white star next to his count is fake. Licht then shows up when David is telling Hina to bet her last star. Licht bets his negative 999 count instead. David's subordinates talk about how he should be dead at 0, and it's revealed that Licht is a ballot holder, which cancels his negative count. Licht uncovers his blade with a 5,700 count and a bright white star. Licht is the legendary Ace. The Waste War was when heroes called Aces appeared before vanishing. David tells his subordinates the Ace couldn't be alive for 300 years. Licht holds Hina and starts wiping the floor with everyone. Licht is the Ace of flashing strikes, while his count represents the girls who rejected him. And damn if I don't feel him on that one. Licht jumps high and Hina tells him that she'll treat him to food if he's safe. Licht promises before diving on David and defeating him. His count is transferred to Hina by the Abyss hands. Licht takes Hina's ballot before telling the confused Hina his mother didn't mean him. He drops an ugly bear before disappearing. Hina goes back to Nana and tells her what happened. Nana examines the bear doll and tells Hina to hold it. The doll bursts and her ballot appears. Holding a ballot is an offense in Alcian law, so Licht pretended to steal it to protect her. Hina chases after Licht and cries over her loneliness, searching for him, but Licht leaves on the carriage. A mysterious soldier shows up and thanks Hina for helping him find Licht Bach, code 001. The soldier doesn't report Hina's ballot and leaves. We're introduced to Master Sergeant Lin and Sergeant Pele. She seems to be into volunteer work. Her count is based on healing people. After some dialogue, Pele shows her a wanted poster of Licht. While they're judging his mask, they stumble upon the masked Licht. Convenient. Lin tries to take it off, but Licht cries about women hating him. Pele suggests she go on a date with the pathetic guy to raise her count. During the date, a plank on the bridge breaks and Licht saves Lin from falling. Pele keeps giving lewd ideas before stating that Licht is a ballot holder considering his negative count and is the wanted man for sure. Licht takes Lin's sword, but she starts using devastating kicks. This ends with Licht flirting with Lin against the tree and confessing his love. She starts talking about marriage, giving Licht the opportunity to run. Meanwhile, Nana and Hina are saving money to find Licht when a lieutenant shows up asking about him. He restrains Nana for information when she tells him he went east. He determines she's lying and destroys the sitting area of the cavern before going to hunt Licht. Lin and Pele are handling flyers when Licht shows up and gets chased subsequently. Somehow, the entire town ends up in the chase because of panties. Meanwhile, Hina tells Nana they need to look for Licht, but the cart is in no condition to travel. The two get rebuilding. Licht wonders how the town is so peaceful even with a wanted felon, well, him, running around. Licht realizes it's because of Lin's playful demeanor and appears to help her in fixing a doll. The chase then begins again. During the chase, the 900 count, First Lieutenant Jael shows up and attacks Licht. He protects Lin and gets stuck in spikes. Licht breaks away and the fight begins. He protects Lin again before knocking the soldiers back. After exposition by Lin, we learn that military officials are allowed to hold ballots and use the special abilities that come with them. Jael attacks Licht with his ballot's power of iron spikes. Licht tries to run, but Jael can keep up with the speed. Jael's actual count is then revealed to be 12,500. Jael creates an iron barrier and the battle begins in earnest. Licht's blade gets knocked out of his hand and Jael is a better combatant. Jael grabs Licht's blade before throwing it back, calling his strikes slow. Licht uses his high-altitude strike, but Jael neutralizes Licht and restrains him. Jael questions Licht and asks him if he's a member of the military and why the upper echelon calls a mere 5,700 count felon an ace. Licht doesn't provide straight answers, so Jael tries to torture him. Lynn steps in, believing that Licht isn't really a bad guy. Jael tears her poster to build a kids park and calls her useless. Lynn is about to apologize when Licht tells her not to. He then states that he wasn't fighting Jael earnestly because it would ruin the town Lynn likes. Licht breaks free and the fight continues. A portion of the cliff breaks and Lynn falls. Licht grabs her in free fall and throws her to Jael to escape. He apologizes to Lynn by way of making a park with his power. He tells Lynn she'll be coming with him to capture Licht. Hina and Nana catch up to Licht. Licht is told to gather firewood with Hina. Hina confronts him for leaving her behind before taking out a meal as promised. Licht is about to eat when a plane is seen heading off a cliff. The plane falls with its rider, so Licht steps in to save the girl. She takes Hina and Licht over to her workshop, where Licht tells her that the penalty for attempting to fly in Alicia is death. Pelmo intends to keep risking her life for her dream, so Licht changes her blueprints. Hina asks Licht about his dream. He says it's a secret. Pelmo completes the newly designed plane when Licht sees soldiers in the distance. He destroys it before the soldier confronts Pelmo. She says she was just trying to fix the windmill. After the soldiers leave, Pelmo shows her count going to 0 because of the failed attempt. Hina tries to stop the Abyss from taking Pelmo, and Licht has to block the hands. This causes a weird reaction. Pelmo tells Hina not to worry because she feels it's another world where she can realize her dream. They promise to meet someday. Licht starts breathing heavily and his eye shows 001. Licht wakes up in a shed with Hina next to him. He regrets being unable to save Pelmo. The gang heads to a bustling city where Lynn shows up. She thanks Licht for saving her before arresting him. The girls introduce themselves and mention Licht's flirting. He runs away when confronted and gets knocked out and arrested by Nana. Nana proposes a cooking battle to win Licht. The cook-off begins and the girls start gathering ingredients. Lynn gets some from the vendors while Hina hunts a bear. Licht is presented with the dishes. Lynn's normal-looking dish is first, and Licht finds it delicious. Next is Hina's, less than appetizing stew. Licht takes a reluctant bite and finds it even better than Lynn's. Licht can't decide a winner when Jael shows up. Jael confronts Lynn for not capturing Licht before the two start fighting. Jael confronts him for hiding his powers. Licht is about to take a blow to the face when Jael suddenly stops. Nana makes them realize they made a mess of the area, so they stop fighting. Lynn and Jael are in front of the ruined Linden. Pele takes the two to where the lake was supposed to be, but there's only a hole covered in dark fog. A soldier comes to the three screaming about a demon from the abyss. The demon burned everyone. Jael believes it may be a ballot holder, but the soldier says the demon was flying. Jael realizes that no ballot holders can fly, except maybe one. Lynn and Pele carry the soldier to where Licht and the gang are. Jael confronts Licht about the abyss demon. He knows Licht must have information, so he threatens him. Nana intervenes and offers Jael a drink. Jael intends to get Licht drunk enough to answer his questions, so the two begin a drinking fast. Meanwhile, Lynn seems to want to know Hina's relationship with Licht. The jealous Lynn ends up drunk and tells Hina she won't lose. Licht and Jael end up passing out. They wake up from an earthquake when a hole appears. The soldier tells everyone the demon is going to appear, so Jael orders the civilians to be evacuated. Licht tells everyone to retreat, stating that those things were supposed to have been taken out in the war. An attack helicopter comes out of the hole. The helicopter starts firing when Licht orders Jael to put up walls. When Jael asks him who he is to give orders, Licht shows the stars on his shoulder. His rank is Colonel. Licht attacks the helicopter when the Abyss hands, Atheling, show up to reach it. They impede Licht when he tries to get close. Licht attacks the hands and suffers damage. In the military, it's a death penalty to attack all things, so no one goes to help Licht. Licht gets a beating before Jael removes his glasses, pretends he can't see, and starts attacking the hands. The soldiers join in, making a way for Licht. Licht reaches the helicopter when it gets attacked by Mizuka Sonohara. She shoots Jael through the chest. Mizuka is the ace of pursuit, with a count of 32,000. Mizuka starts killing civilians when Licht goes to stop her. Her bullets follow their target. Licht gets a beating and black-suited officers start apprehending the gang. Mizuka states that he'll have to kill her to save Hina. She brings a child as a hostage to provoke Licht while calling him Rihito. She orders the soldier to shoot the child, but Licht kills them. Licht takes out the soldiers before facing Hina. He tells her he's the plunderer with the goal to take everything from this nation. Licht faces Mizuka and begins a star stake. The two duke it out and Licht ends up getting shot. Licht lifts up and unleashes his power. His count suddenly goes up to 57,000, and he begins pummeling Mizuka. Nana tells everyone to get away from Licht. An undiscriminating killer, Sherman, takes over him when he unleashes his power. Mizuka gets knocked out and her count goes down. Nana reveals she was under control of another personality too. She laments that someone used drugs on Mizuka to get her to fight Licht and corrupt him. Lin tries to stop Licht, but he starts seeing everyone as enemies. Hina suddenly hugs him to get him to stop, but Licht grabs her. Mizuka intervenes and tells everyone to run. While facing her imminent death, Mizuka remembers a time when Licht was a high schooler. Licht is about to deliver the final blow when Jail intervenes. He fights Licht, his convictions giving him strength. The deranged Licht wants to kill all enemies so his friends wouldn't need to become murderers. Jail brings out another glove with a 45,000 count and summons a beast to fight. He pummels Licht till he's knocked down and returns to normal. Jail faints right after. Meanwhile, in another place, the soldier from way back meets with an ominous general, Sherman. Jail is on his way to Nieuwe Welt, the royal capital, summoned by the Supreme Commander, Alexandrov Grigorovich, his adoptive father. Jail asks him about the military with black uniforms. Alexandrov tells him they're under direct command of the Alsian Supreme Military Council, Special Services Unit, or the SSU. Alexandrov tells him that the Aces are modified humans and Licht was the leader of this platoon. All of them stopped aging due to unknown reasons. Alexandrov then asks Jail if he's hiding Licht. Jail pulls away and says he isn't, causing his count to drop. Alexandrov realizes he lied, but Jail intends to find the truth of this plunderer himself. Jail goes back and confronts Licht. Meanwhile, the mysterious soldier is watching from the shadows. Jail was told to bring Licht back to save the lives of his men for attacking Athling. Jail restrains the others before Nana slaps him. She tells him to stop being a puppet and stand by his convictions. Jail undoes the restraints. Nana tells him to change the past before she unleashes her power to send everyone to 300 years ago. She is also an ace. Jail and the rest end up in the past and see Mizuka and Licht, or Rihito. The gang explores Licht's school. In the assembly area, a delinquent, Takatora Doan, picks a fight with the gang. Mizuka and Tokikaze intervene before the pervy Rihito, or Licht, shows up looking at Hina's panties. An officer explains the special military school. A war seems to have occurred and most nations are trying to deal with the aftermath. The officer then introduces the headmaster, Major Sherman. He starts reading a poem. Some students start laughing and oppose the order to stay silent. The soldier shoots the students for insubordination. Everyone panics and Hina breaks down. The soldier then points a gun at Hina. Jail's about to intervene when Tokikaze attacks the officer. Meanwhile, Rihito takes Sherman hostage with a stick. Sherman tells Rihito he can kill him and save Hina. Rihito refuses. Sherman then projects his intent to kill, but Rihito is unfazed. The lady soldier, Ferenda, tells them to stop. The officer, Alan, reveals the bullets were paintballs. The entrance ceremony is dismissed. Sherman and Alan discuss the students and how Rihito has a large aptitude for leadership. The gang finds a computer and starts researching. Pele found something about a comet named Althing. Alan shows up and tells them it's extremely advanced technology that fell from the sky and forces majority decisions to be implemented by everyone. The gang realizes that Althing may be the reason why Alsia has the rules it does. Alan announces their teacher will be Sherman. Sherman then explains that anyone who gets 10 stars will join the military, but if they hit 0, they'll be expelled. To get stars, both parties must wager them. Each student gets 2 stars, except Rihito. He must take a star for someone in 3 days. Rihito says he's only here to take Tokikaze back to his grandma's. On the 3rd day, a student panics, revealing someone stole stars from the locker room. A commotion is heard and Doan is seen bullying Mizuka for her stars. Doan then threatens Tokikaze or he'll hurt his grandmother. She's a tenant to Doan's family dojo, so Tokikaze hands them over. The gang starts giving 1 star to each and every one who lost them, but Tokikaze and Rihito refuse. Tokikaze tells Rihito that he must become a soldier so his grandma can eat properly. Rihito tries to stop Doan as he heads to the gate, but fails. Doan heads out and Jail stands at the gate. Jail has given his last star to Tokikaze and intends to pummel Doan. Just then, Sherman shows up. Turns out Rihito stole the stars from Doan. Sherman then gives Rihito's 2 stars to Jail. Alan catches Rihito for peeping and collectively dumps everyone into the mountains. Rihito asks everyone why they want to be soldiers when it means they'll have to kill. Everyone has loved ones to feed, so there's no choice. Sherman shows up and tells them to become an army that doesn't kill by becoming the strongest. Sherman goes to a hidden room and Jail eavesdrops. He overhears Sherman talking with Alan, David, and Ferenda about replicating the ballot and cloning technology, as well as the ACES project. Ferenda proposes using human subjects, but Sherman refuses. He tells Ferenda Veranda to bring the ballot, the same one Hina has, and gives it to the violent test rat. The rat goes ballistic, but Sherman stops it by freezing it. Jael realizes he's doing so without a ballot before a girl shows up, telling him he'll be killed in 5 seconds. So she takes Jael to her room. The girl is Nana. She was sent a letter from her future self and was told to help. She's the first ace, the ace of knowing, with time travel abilities. She explains that some people could synchronize with Althing like Sherman and use powers. The researchers tried to duplicate the synchronization by using Sherman's DNA. Rahito is supposed to be the next subject. Jael asks Nana if there's a way to stop the aces from becoming killers. She doesn't know, but she gives Jael a memory card sent from the future Nana. Jael tries to convince Nana to come with him, but she tells him to leave for the future. Jael promises to play with her 300 years in the future. In the elevator, Alan catches Jael. Jael fights with Alan before realizing that Alan is his teacher. Jael introduces himself and Alan realizes Nana sent him from the future. Alan takes the gang to a neighborhood to show the situation of the starving people. The gang discuss what to do after watching Rahito's future from the memory card and realize that they can't save Rahito because Alcia could not have been built without him. After general training, Jael asks Alan for personal training. Alan is actually Alexandrov in the future. Sherman gives the students melee weapons. Sherman and Veranda discuss the next war to decrease the general population. Veranda suggests experimenting on the children for the ACES project, but Sherman viciously refuses. Everyone goes to the beach to relax before they're told to participate in capturing the flag. That is right, everyone. Even in as dark of an anime as this, there is the coveted beach episode. After a few wins, they end up against Doan's team. Rahito makes him run after him into a trap pit and captures his flag. Everyone starts calling Rahito Commander after they win without using the water guns. Meanwhile, David's recording reveals he was tricked and killed. Veranda recommends moving forwards with the plan ACE using a candidate with a high chance of success, aka Rahito. Sherman reluctantly approaches Rahito, who agrees. Veranda tells the class about Rahito's operation. The students try to comfort each other. Doan beats Mizuka and takes her star before Jael intervenes. Mizuka asks Jael for a star while Doan berates her. Jael states she should protect her stars with conviction before giving her one. Lin confides in Pele that she didn't want to lose the Rahito she knows by saving him right now. Pele helps her think straight before Hina comes out of the locker and confronts Lin over liking Rahito. Hina tells them that there's a way to save Licht. They simply need to stop him from killing anyone. Jael comes in and agrees. Alan tells everyone the operation was a success. Pele indirectly confesses to Lin too. Just then, helicopters are seen in the distance and they launch an attack. Soldiers start killing the students. A soldier tries to kill Mizuka when Doan helps her. Everyone starts fighting back. The survivors retreat when Alan gets a call from Veranda telling him that the rest of the countries redid the vote and brought the war date back. The power is out, and if this continues, Rahito will lose his life. The class fights through the enemy forces. Ichinose and Genji get shot. Hina stays to treat him while the rest go to save Rahito. Alan gives cover fire while the rest run to the backup power. Meanwhile, soldiers approach Hina and the injured. The other students have turned on the backup power and Licht awakens. Sherman tells Veranda to bring the weapon and gives it to Licht. He tells Licht to engrave an oath in the sword so it keeps count. Licht appears on the ground and starts knocking out the enemies. The collapsed soldiers start getting up when the class reunites. The soldiers reveal they have bombs attached. Licht takes the detonator. The soldier then tells them that a nuclear bomb has been planted in the school with the activation switch in one of their bodies. Licht tells them to leave, but they say their families get food for their kills. They start counting down while Licht tries to fight for his convictions. Tokikaze says he'll do it instead. Seeing this, Licht beheads the soldiers in one fell swoop. The leader reveals he lied about the nukes before telling Licht to survive this war. Licht runs off before Hina finds him puking in a corner, losing it over the people he killed and breaking the promise. Licht appears around the gang and everyone starts returning to the future. Licht states that he'll kill every enemy himself and authenticates his sword to count his kills. Hina kisses Licht, saying she loves him. She tells him he can have her 300 years in the future. Licht and his classmates resolve to end the war with Licht, deciding to kill instead of the others. Nana meets Licht and they become close friends. Licht continued to get scarred both physically and mentally, and even ended up cutting off Mizuka's arm at one point. Even after the others become aces, he held up his order for them to never kill, except Doan. 2 years later, the war ended. We see Nana's recorded message to Mary Licht, who seems to have been asleep for 3 months. Nana explains that Sherman, Alan, and Veranda gathered the 7 original Dragon Ball ballots and cast a unanimous vote for Alcia, a utopia 3,000 meters above the ground. Alcia was bound by rules to keep the population in control, while the Althing took resources from the population below. Once Ace rejected the idea, Tokikaze stole a ballot and Licht cut him down. After Tokikaze died, Licht came back to his senses and his heart stopped beating. He woke up after 20 years. When Licht woke up, he found out that the class took their lives, so the kids in the abyss could eat more. Licht left the military and never took the mask off. Nana waited all this time. He vowed to destroy Alcia after that. Nana stated that her wish is for them to change the past, so the regret never happened in the first place. She believes Hina can save him as she made him take his mask off. Nana greets the gang. Hina goes to Licht and takes her clothes off, asking him to continue where they left off 300 years ago. Nana brings in drinks. Shenanigans ensue while Mizuka keeps her distance from the party. After some bra shenanigans, Hina offers her breasts again to no avail. She calls Licht a cheater, but Nana realizes it's just because he cares for her. She wonders why Hina got him to remove the mask. Jail grabs Nana, understanding how hurt she is. Jail confronts Licht and shows Nana's recording to him. Licht hugs Nana and apologizes to her, saying he kept the mask on because he didn't know what face he should make and didn't want to worry her. The only reason he survived for 300 years was because of her. At night, Nana sleeps on Licht's lap while he thinks about everything. Next day, Licht goes to the bathroom while Nana throws another drinking party. After some comparison of bodies by Lin, Licht gets caught by Hina's traps. She's angry and sad how he always leaves her behind. Licht asks Hina about whether her mother's name is Tsukina Pharaoh, and it is. Tsukina was Licht's childhood friend 300 years ago. The original ballot she has is what made Licht realize. Licht asks Hina if her mother told her about her father. Licht reveals her father was Tokikaze Sakai, the one that Licht killed. Hina was named after Tokikaze's ballot. Lin passes out. Pele gets drowsy as well, along with everyone else. Licht had drugged the alcohol. He tells Hina he's taking the fight to the army before she faints as well. Licht drops Hina when he's confronted by Jail. Drugs don't work on him. Jail asks for a proper farewell. Meanwhile, high-ranking officers are getting assassinated for investigating the SSU. Alexandrov tells Assistant Officer Aaron that the royal capital is now at risk. Alexandrov is told by his council that the SSU is asking for the original ballots. Von Vi suggests asking the SSU for their ballots since the SSU lost their original. Lightning and Swallow disagree for fear of going to war with the SSU. Alexandrov tells them to stop and ask for the king's opinion. Licht tells Jail that he doesn't want the people he's leaving to get blood on their hands. Jail berates him for not thinking of how hurt Class A was when he left them. After some arguing, Licht asks Jail to take care of everyone before leaving. Sherman has Doan ready to face Licht. The gang wakes up and panics with Licht and Jail gone. They head towards the royal capital. Licht gets attacked by Doan. His count is 122,546. Licht remembers Hina's words before rocks crash into him. The gang finds Licht unconscious before being surrounded. Jail meets Alexandrov and challenges him to a star stake. The two start the duel and Jail gets the upper hand. He attacks Alan with his golem, but the ace of explosive strikes quickly turns the tables. After defeating him, Alexandrov tells Jail about his children being killed one day when he was at work. Alan found the murderer and realized it was for his starving child. Alan admits Alcia is wrong, but also that there was no other way. Jail loses his stars and asks Alexandrov why he didn't use Nana to save his children instead of Jail. Changing the future would result in Jail disappearing. Alexandrov dismisses Jail before leaving. Doan asks the gang where Mizuka is, using torture before Sherman approaches. Hina asks him why he betrayed Class A. Sherman tells them that the army that does not kill was simply a test to weed out the weak. He then tells Doan to perform the ace operation on them with a new drug. Doan kills the soldiers looking to perform the operation before freeing the three, saying he doesn't want more aces. Hina accidentally drops the ballot when she's trying to leave. Doan asks them how they have the ballot after restraining them again. He changes his mind about killing them. Pele and Hina distract Doan, giving Lin a chance to escape. Lin gets shot with Doan's rock bullets while escaping. Hina bets her life with Doan on Lin and Licht coming back alive. Doan catches Nana as well. They have till sunrise. Lin tries to wake Licht but to no avail. She starts giving him CPR but faints due to blood loss. She's woken by the Humho folk, bandaging her up. She confesses to the unconscious Licht that she loves him. The woman starts slapping Licht to wake him up so he can answer Lin's feelings, but Lin stops her from hitting him. She tells Licht to save Hina. The sun starts to rise and Licht wakes up. Licht comes when Doan is about to kill the three. He asks Do-won for a moment before handing Lin and Pele for treatment and confessing to Hina that he loves her. Hina calls him an idiot and kisses him. Hina tells Licht not to kill anyone before coming back to her. He promises to do the same and confronts Do-won while Hina goes to treat Lin. The two fight, but Mizuka interferes. She took the drug to boost her powers again. The aces of Heavy Strike and Pursuit against the ace of Flashing Strikes. The two have the upper hand, and it's revealed that Mizuka's derangement comes from Licht leaving her behind. Do-won too hates Licht because he trapped all of Class A in a shell. The promise made was that Do-won and Licht would be the last ones to kill anyone. Starting another war would break that promise. Nana tries to stop Do-won, but he ends up using his powers on everyone. Jail shows up in the nick of time to protect his friends. Jail provokes Mizuka, who opens fire, but her attacks don't reach Jail because of her lack of conviction. Jail walks towards her and reminds her what she said about her conviction 300 years ago. Mizuka drops her gun, realizing she doesn't want to shoot him. Licht tells Do-won that he intends to remake the army that doesn't kill and wants Do-won to be with him. The two duke it out while spouting ideals before remembering the war. Licht couldn't kill kids back then, so the enemies used that for assassination attempts. Do-won had to be the one to kill the children for him. Do-won doesn't want to go through that again. Do-won intends to fight to the death for this to end. The two fight fiercely before Do-won sucks Licht in with his gravity. Licht wakes up on the skeletons of the dead and hears the other aces. Licht comes to face the mistakes he made and the lives he took. Licht is about to give up when he hears Hina's voice. Licht grabs his sword again, intent on fulfilling his promise to Hina. He destroys the gravity pit before confronting Do-won and defeating him. Hina welcomes Licht before Do-won tells them that 3 ballots are with the SSU and 3 with Alexandrov. He hands over the last ballot before leaving. Lin wakes up and remembers her embarrassing confession. She tries to wave it off, saying it must have been a dream, but the townsfolk are there and remind her of the rejection. Ouch. Nana talks with Jail. He tells her he promised to play with her. Meanwhile, Licht was beaten up by the townsfolk. Pele holds a blade to his neck and asks him why he knew Pele could do surgery. Licht states that he knew because he realized Pele knew about the guns back when the SSU attacked. He doesn't care who Pele really is as long as he's on Lin's side. The townsfolk drag Pele to Lin. Licht intends to gather the ballots and destroy Althing itself. Meanwhile, Sherman and possibly Class A await Licht's rebellion. The adventure awaits, and that's the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this, so I'll see you at the next one.